everybody, and welcome back to the kitchen. It has been a month, yet it seems like it's been so much longer than that. My goodness, we've celebrated so many things since past June to now July, mid-July, and here we are. Summer's flying by. It is crazy how quickly time actually goes. And like I said, oh man, the older I get, the more quickly it goes by. That time around the sun is literally just galloping, it seems like. So, we did Father's Day. We gave away a coconut pie for Father's Day to the gentleman who won it. He came and got it on Monday after Father's Day, so I hope he enjoyed, or Tuesday. Hope he enjoyed that. We may try that again, maybe closer to the holidays, which will be here before we turn around. We'll see. But that was a fun giveaway, and I was glad I was able to do that. And then let's see, what happened? 4th of July. We've had 4th of July, which I love, 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 love. A couple of birthday celebrations. We did Milo and Winnie. And now here we are. And like I said, we're going to be going into school before we turn around. Now, the reason I thought I would hop on here real quick, in my terms of quick, you know that, I like to chit chat too much. I thought I would hop on here and give you a few ideas to carry us through the next few weeks, and then getting on into school where we're really looking for something quick that doesn't take much time, but still will fill those tummies up. So, and also something that you can make in the early mornings or late evenings when it's just a little bit cooler. You can pop it in the fridge and then heat it up in the microwave or back on the stovetop, because the last few days have been brutally hot. And again, I love summer, but my goodness, folks, I don't ever think I'm gonna melt, but yesterday I thought I was going to melt. It was so hot, so humid. So these are a few ideas that you can do, like I said, in the early mornings or in the late evenings when you can, when it's not quite so hot, you won't heat up your kitchen so fast. Air conditioners won't have to work so much harder, and then just heat up in the microwave. So the first thing I did, these are just some little sliders. I'm using the sliders. You can use a regular hamburger bun if you want, but I love the little sliders. I just think that these are fun. And I toasted these because I love that texture of that, and it just, your bread hold up a little bit better. So these are just a cheeseburger slider. We had them at Vacation Bible School. Miss Offit made those, and they were so good. So I thought I would just get on here and give an update and show you how we did those and how much we enjoyed them. Now, earlier this morning, I went ahead and I ground my ground beef, and what I did, I chopped up about a small to medium onion. I chopped it up finely, and then sauteed it in just a tad of, maybe a tablespoon or two of olive oil, and got it soft. And then I added, this looks to be about 2 pounds of ground beef. Now at the meat market, we have the 10-pound fine grind that you can use, or we have the 1 pound and 2 pound ground beef packages that's already icy over, that you can use also. So whichever that you prefer. And like I said, we have both of those on hand at all times. This actually was the fine grind. It was, I enjoy using it. So it looks to be about 2 to 2.5 pounds that I've got browned in here. And I just, like I said, I sauteed the onions, and they were chopped up really fine, sauteed those in the olive oil, and then I added the ground beef and finished browning that completely. Now, I had put that in my refrigerator this morning and brought it back up and then heated it, and then to that, I am going to add grated cheese. Now, this is fresh grated cheese. If you don't have it, that's fine. Use the pre-shredded. The fresh grated, I would say, it just melts easier. And my goodness, this is the American cheese from the meat market, and we know how good that is. So I'm just going to add, I would tell you that's probably, I don't know, a cup. I just, you can add more, you can add less, just however you want to on that. It wouldn't matter. And honestly, if you don't like cheese, you don't have to add cheese. You can just use this as just a plain burger slider. That would be up to you. And the cheese right here is just going to help bind this together. So, and then just give it that extra cheesiness too, because we're gonna add cheese on top. So that's all you're gonna do. You're just gonna mix that in just like that. Simple, simple. And then I'm going to take a spoon, because I'm going to dip that. Now I'm going to dress my buns first. This is just a dipping sauce. It is just, some people like mayonnaise, some people like mustard, some people like ketchup. This is all three. So just do that to your taste. or you don't have to put anything on your buns at all. It's just going to be up to you. So I am going to just take my spoon, and I am going to make a mess. I better at least use a smaller spoon. I make more messes using knives than I do spoons. So all I'm going to do is just spread that just like that. And that's easy, easy breezy. And like I said, if you would just rather use all mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, all ketchup or all mustard, that would be totally fine. These are really just to your preference. It's just an easy, simple way to make something ahead of time. And my goodness, you could have the ingredients in the fridge ready to go, and then the kids could heat this up in the microwave and use a toaster oven. You wouldn't even have to turn on your main oven if you have a toaster oven. Just all these ideas to help keep your house cool, and then also just a quick and easy option for lunch or for dinner. All right, and then after I do that, then I am just going to pile this meat and cheese mixture on that bun, just like that. That's all I'm gonna do if I don't flip that spoon. And then I'm gonna do all 4 like that. Now, if I had been thinking ahead of time, I could have opened one of those packages of links and sliced one of those up and browned it, and then added this to the top, added the link to the top of that. And that would have been a really, really great option. Because let's admit, links make everything better, don't you think? And of course, you can use the mild, the hot, the jalapeno cheddar. You could use the queso. We have the barbecue honey, sweet honey barbecue. What is it? Sweet honey barbecue?
Sweet honey barbecue.
Yeah. So we have all flavors. That any of those would be wonderful with this, because this is just a very neutral flavor. Now, I did add to the ground beef, I did add, what did I add? Some seasonal. Yes, or seasoned salt. I just added some Lowry seasoned salt. So that would just give that some, the onion and the Lowry seasoned salt. So flavor profile is very neutral. You can use salt and pepper if you don't have the seasoned salt. You can add some garlic pepper or garlic salt. You know, just season it like you like it, but I would encourage you to season it, because that does help make, a little seasoning makes everything better. It just gives it a flavor. Now, to this, I just quartered up some little cheese slices, and because these are sliders, that's all you need is the quarter size. Now, if you really are a big cheese fan and want, you can double that up easily enough. Folks, these little cheese pieces, these are just the processed cheese slices. I use those. I love them for my grilled cheese sandwiches, because to add, and then I'll add other cheeses on top of that, but they just melt so easily, so they're just good to use. Now, I'm just going to top that just like that. Look at that. Aren't those the cutest little things? Look at those. And then I'm gonna kind of stagger that so those are melt. Now I'm gonna pop these back into the oven. I've got my oven on broil. It's on high, and that's how I toasted the buns so good like that. And I'm gonna leave that on broil just for a minute or so. So that is going to, those are going to heat up really, really quick. And I'm gonna tell Ashley to remind me to check the oven so that we don't burn those. So otherwise we'll be making those again. And yes, I have Ashley back today doing my filming. She's been helping us out at the plant while Courtney was gone to the Sunny food show in Florida. So, you know, we always love having Ashley with us. All right, so while those are cooking, I'm gonna give you a few more options on what to do for quick summer mealtime, evening mealtime, back to school time. Now, folks, don't ever forget the value of a BLT. Oh my goodness, I have craved BLTs all summer long. I love BLTs. And so let me show you. I love to bake my bacon. I have found that to be the easiest way that it cooks straight. It doesn't curl up. It all cooks so evenly. And again, I cook it in the oven at 425, and I put it on this long cookie sheet. This is a big, they call it a jelly roll sheet, and I'm not for sure why. I'm not even for sure what a jelly roll is, but anyway, it's the big, larger 12 by 18, I think is what these are. I'm not positive on that, but I'm thinking that's what that is. And so I line it with foil, and then I put my bacon on there, and I was able to put 10 and then 2 at the top. So I put 12 pieces of bacon on this, put it on 425, and then just cook it how crispy you like it. I like crispy bacon. Some people like theirs a little bit chewier. I actually like mine crispy. And then I drained it, put it on my paper towels, and then I just heated it back up. I'm gonna heat that back up in the microwave so that, there it is, there's my crispy bacon. Now, make your BLT. And like I said, I did this morning, and then I can heat up and it will be ready to go at any time, or you'll have it for breakfast the next morning. You pop you in some toast, and then there you go, scrambled eggs or whatever. So it's so handy if you have time to do this, like I said, early or late, and then have that ready to go. It frees up time, especially if we're in rushes, once everything, school times kicks back in, or in the evenings if you want to get outside and get in the pool or go to the creek or the lake, whatever. It gives you time to have a quick and easy supper. So on my BLTs, folks, I'm not going to make one, but I'm going to tell you how I like mine. I love mine on toasted bread, and I love the multi-grain breads from, let me find it. This is a bread I absolutely love. Let me show you. It's called Nature's Own Perfectly Crafted Multi-Grain Thick Sliced Bread. Oh my stars, that is some of the best bread, and that is what I prefer to use for my BLTs. So I just pop those in the toaster, and then after they're nice and toasted, then I slather on the Miracle Whip. And yes, I use Miracle Whip. I'm not a mayonnaise fan. And I know that's probably sacrilegious, but I am not a mayonnaise fan. All right, folks, let me fill this out really, really fast because, wow, those got hot really fast. Now, I got those a little toasty, but man, that is going to be so good. Look at that. Look at how that cheese melted in there, folks. Look at that. Yep. I wasn't smelling it. It's a good thing I looked at that. Look at that. So that is how easy peasy those hamburger sliders are. So I would really, really encourage you to enjoy those. Now, you can add pickle slices to those if you want some a little bit of texture. The pickle slices, let me clear out that oven. Pickle slices would be great. You can add more ketchup if you prefer more ketchup. And you're just going to serve a couple of those on a plate, add a bag of chips, add some store-bought potato salad, macaroni salad, anything like that you want or not. You can just eat those as many as you want, but that is a perfect summertime option or back to school option to get your family fed and ready and back to wherever you need to be. So back to my BLT. All right, so I'm gonna toast my bread. I'm gonna put my Miracle Whip on it, and then I'm gonna, we have fresh garden tomatoes from my dad and my brother's garden, and oh my goodness, they are so delicious. They make everything better. So I've got my fresh tomatoes, my lettuce, and then my second layer of bread. Now, if you was really hungry, you could do 2 layers. You could do a double-decker BLT. But I use enough bacon. I'll use 4 to 6 slices of bacon for a BLT because I love bacon. Just however you want to do that. Yes, Teddy is over there having fun in his crate. So that's another quick and easy option is a BLT. Like I said, along with the ground beef, cook that bacon early. And like I said, I do it on a sheet pan. It makes it so much easier. It doesn't make such a mess. You're not, cleaning up grease and all of that stuff. So it's just a really, really easy option. But don't discount how good a BLT is. Oh my goodness, they are delicious. And if you like cheese, add a layer of cheese to that too. So there are 2 really easy summertime options because, folks, I think it's going to probably stay warm for about 6 more weeks. We are really just hitting the summertime stride right now. It seems like our seasons have kind of graduated to a month ahead or a month later. We had a cool and really rainy spring up until July, and now here we are. We're hitting it summertime, really, really hot and hot and sticky and muggy. I did go to church camp too earlier this in July, and oh my goodness, I would encourage any adult if you're involved in any way, to be a counselor at church camp. I've gone the last 4 years with 4 or 5 with Rocky Mountain Bible Church, our church that we love, and we go to Camp Siloam, and oh my goodness, it's the best thing ever. We took 88 of us, and yes, it was a lot of us, but the best group of kids that possible, and just enjoyed every single moment. Enjoyed so much seeing these kids love Jesus, and it was just delightful. So anyway, that was another big week that I got to enjoy, and Mike got to stay home with Teddy and take care of him, and Teddy is doing great. I'll get back on him in a little bit. One other thing I want to tell you about for my summer is I also love lemonade. So my mama told me the other day, hey, try your lemonade, just get Country Time. She said, I had drank some at her house, and I called her back and I said, how'd you make that? And she laughed and she said, it's just Country Time, or the generic, that Great Value. You can do whatever you want. It's just the Country Time. And she said, use the recipe that they asked for, make it 1.5 times the powder. So if it calls for, 2, I don't know how this is done, 2. Let me see. I think you use, to make 2 quarts, you would take 1 to the 2 quart line. So these are on the inside, they show you, so the 2 quart line. So you would use 1 scoop to the 2 quart line, and then 1 to the 1 quart line, and that would do your 1.5. So you make it 1.5 times, and then just use the amount of water it calls for. Only increase your powder to the 1.5 times. I hope that makes sense. Do that, and then fill it up, partial water, and then partial Sprite. And oh my goodness, it was so good. And the Sprite doesn't seem to go flat, because the next day it was as good as the first day. Now, Mom added a little bit extra sugar to hers, because our family does like everything sweet. If you drank my sweet tea, you would know we love a really, really sweet tea. And so we added a little bit of sugar to that too. But if you don't like yours that sweet, you won't need to add the sugar. So that is a wonderful and very, very refreshing. I even add, hello Teddy, I even add some maraschino cherry juice to mine, and that is such a good extra flavor too. If you like cherry lemonade, you could add strawberries. If you had some fresh strawberries, chop those up, add those blueberries, whatever you want to, but the maraschino cherry juice is really, really dynamite. Or if you have just the skinny mixes, any of those, the cherry, it would be fine in that too. So all of those are some fun summer ideas to carry us through the next few weeks, the next, like I said, as we're quickly going into the first few weeks of school and finishing up all of our summertime activities. So I'll give you an update on Teddy real quick. Let me see if I can catch him. He's really become a little fun boy. Hey, Ted, come here. Sometimes he won't let me catch him. What you doing? Oh, he loves to chew on my Crocs, on my, I call them plastic. They're the rubber. And I had about 4 or 5 pairs that I've bought, or the girls have bought me through the years for different things. And Teddy has chewed up all but one. And why do I let him chew them up? It's not that I let him. I don't even realize he's been in my closet and that he's gotten them until I find them 2 or 3 days later. And all the buckles are gone and everything else. No, he does not swallow the buckles or anything like that. I find those pieces everywhere. That's how I hunt them down. He just loves to chew. So I guess he's still, with him being a puppy, he still is gnawing on everything. So Teddy got a haircut. Miss Karen cut his hair, so you can see he's cut down. He has his little pom-poms and his little face. We laugh, and he is so much cooler and feels so much better because his hair had gotten really long. And we laugh because his ears are still the biggest part of his body. He has his little radar ears, and we just think he's adorable. So one of the things that Teddy has, we've learned that he loves watermelon. And I chop it up really fine and set him a little bit of bowl of watermelon. He loves watermelon. He loves cucumbers. I peel them and chop those up. Well, you're bored with this, and he loves those. And then he loves, I keep potatoes in a bin close to the ground. And every time I turn around, Ted has one of those potatoes and is chewing on a potato. So he loves all those things, and we get so tickled at him because my other dogs would not touch anything fresh like that. Now, those Pyrenees, they'll drag up a dead carcass and gnaw on it, but they're not going to eat watermelons or cucumbers. So Teddy does. He loves them, and we have fun, seeing how he's going to entertain us. He's doing really well. Again, he's right under 6 pounds. Probably that's where he's going to be, and just keeps us entertained every single, all day, all night. He goes to work with me, and most times, sometimes I leave him at home, especially when he decides he wants to play chase and I'm already late for work, and Ted wants to run and run and run. So then I just let him run, and I walk out, come back in a little bit, and he's ready to go. So that's the Teddy update. He, the one last thing that he's done, I don't know if y'all have heard of, I'm a lip gloss person. I love my lip gloss, always have. Always been a lip smacker girl. It's $1 a little tube. Well, Sophie Elizabeth got me stuck on, I think it's called Summer Fridays or Friday Summer, Summer Friday, something like that. And it's a little bit more expensive, a lot more expensive than that lip smacker. But I love it. And so the girls had gifted me some for Mother's Day. And literally, I love it. I really do. And this was a new flavor, a new color. It was the Strawberry Fields or something like that. Oh my goodness. So my purse was on the ground, and the next thing I know, I looked and Ted was chewing on something, and I thought, what is he chewing on? And reached down and got it, and it was my tube of Summer Fridays Strawberry Fields lip gloss. And I'm thinking, oh well, I grabbed it real fast thinking it would be, he couldn't have heard it. Oh yeah, it had little teeth marks all the way through it. And I thought, well, how bad can it be? I'm still going to use it. So I tried to squeeze it, and that stuff is coming out every single little tooth mark. So, Teddy taught me a lesson. Watch out for he likes my lip gloss too. So that's the antics of Theodore. And we got him a new little harness. I'm always looking for something for Teddy. We just have a lot of fun with Teddy. So anyway, there's the Teddy update, and he's doing great. All right, so that will finish up our back to school. Like I said, this is already mid-July, so I'll be back with you in August. We'll be heading into Memorial Day, folks. We're going to be going into pumpkins and Christmas trees before we turn around. It's going to go by that fast. But in the meantime, enjoy your summer. Enjoy what's left with your family. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. This is what they told us at church camp. Stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated. And definitely, if you're outside, oh my goodness, you be careful and please drink that water. But stay cool, enjoy your family as we finish out this summer and the kids are getting ready to go to school. And like I said, I'll be back with you in August, and we'll have something fun planned for that.